So let's get this here. Beautiful. Okay, so let's first of all, can I hear myself? Is anybody listening? Let's see if we go here. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Okay, so we can hear ourselves. That's good. Good to know. Let's see. Pin that message. That's good. Let's get the live chat. Get everybody here. Okay, let's watch this over here. Oops, mirror a little bit. Okay, turn off that sound so we're not getting an echo. Are we getting an echo? I don't see an echo. Let's see if we can. Make sure we don't get an echo there. No echo there. Okay, so we're glad to hear that. So let's see. So we're editing. Oh, pardon me. We're editing a video about that's the wrong video. There we are. Okay, so now we can monitor what we're doing here. That's really good. So let's wait a few minutes. Started at 8 o'clock. Why are we circling there? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, we're not circling anymore, so that's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's start this excitement. Okay. Paula, thank you for dropping by. So I've just started this and we're off to edit another hopefully popular cooking video. And this one is going to be salmon and vegetables. And let's create a new project. And we're going to discover that last time I forgot to turn on the microphone. Well, today I did something differently weird. 0623 is today. Salmon, let's call it that. And create a new project. Yeah, Paul, good to see you. Good to see you. So we're going to, as I say, edit this video, which is going to be about what am I doing here? Let's create a new sequence. It's going to be about cooking, and we don't want social because I did something for TikTok yesterday, and I remember that we want HD 29 frames per second, and we're going to call it 202.506.23 salmon. And we'll see pretty soon what I managed to screw up today. They say sometimes it's hard to talk and walk and chew gum at the same time. Pardon me, a little bit of stuffy throat from the heat up here. Okay, so let's go find our file of video clips. Here we are. So we've got a bunch here. These last two, I pushed the record button at the wrong time. So we ended up losing. I always have a clip of serving the food as it's being taken out of the pan onto the plate. And somehow I managed to not record that part. So let's ignore the ones that we don't like. I know they're bad already. And we're just going to drag them into there, stick them there, and let that import itself. As I love okay, in what order are they? 5, 2, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4. So they're in the right order. Let's select them all and stick them on the timeline. And I did not yet have the time to record an introduction. Again, they're recorded in 4K, Ultra HD 3840 by, I can't even remember what it is, 1920 by 1080, 2160. And that's mainly so I can crop off the edges and do artificial zooming. So we're going to keep the existing sequence. And based on what I just said, we're going to see where we screwed up today. Okay, so here we're cutting zucchini. That's really good. But later on here, let's find a clip here. So here's a clip here. And this is the HD crop out of 4K. So let's make this come up with the full size. So there's the full size of the image fitting on the screen. And here on the right side is some white stuff. And what it's doing, it's flopping around, blowing around. Why? Because Anderson JS, thank you for coming to my live. We're editing today's cooking video. And we're talking about how if you don't keep a track of what you're doing, you screw up. Pardon me. A bit of heat here. So most of the video has this piece of crap on the side here, which is the product is called Tough Spun, and it goes over a video light, in these cases your LED panels, to soften the light a little bit, because the LEDs are a series of LEDs. There's 150 LEDs in that panel, and this sort of softens it a little bit. It's like gauze, but it's a material that's not affected by heat. And so it's on all of these stupid clips. And what we're going to do is simply not use the whole clip, because we've got 4K worth of images, and we'll make it fit here. So this ends up being a nice crop. Hey, Suzanne Dorgan, thank you for dropping by and watching another exciting episode of Ken George edit a cooking video, considering that he can't record one because he was just saying there's a screw up on the side of the video frames. So this is, let's just look at it here. This is salmon. Oh, shoot, did I? Okay, I'm turning that over. I put the salmon in. That's good. Again, I pressed record a couple of times in the wrong place. And I'm hoping that I didn't lose the most important part, in which case you're going to say goodbye to the whole thing. So this salmon is a little bit overcooked already. There it is, raw, being put in. Okay, so the color is good. I thought it was a little bit too cooked. So the first thing we want to do is we're going to find that this is the finished product. Let's make it a little bit smaller. So again, we've got this white goop on the side here. We don't really want that. We don't really need all of my hand on there either. And what are we doing here? I think somewhere at this point we're picking up, putting it down on the plate, and then we're going to grab a piece of vegetable. But here we're grabbing a piece of salmon. So what we're going to do, this piece is going to be here at the end. It's going to be here at the end because it's the end product of the cooking exercise. But we're going to make a copy of it. There it is. And we're going to put it at the beginning as well because we want to introduce the video and we don't need the sound at this part. So let's remove the audio part of this. And we're going to, so this here, I'm putting it down. So I don't really want all of that, but I do want to have a bit of the putting down. Hey, wake up. Because then it starts off here and we see the motion of him putting it down. He's picking up the fork and he's grabbing a piece of salmon and a little bit of it. And it looks pretty good. And there's the end of that clip. Now, can I, so not only can I not do video, I can't eat even. Okay, let's cut that off. Okay, and there we're pulling it out. And there it goes, and it's not stuck to the fork. Okay, so let's cut that out. And let's move forward a little bit more there. And see if this looks good. So we can eliminate it. Later on, I do another shot where I manage to, okay, that's not quite right. Okay, how about if I cut it there? Let's bring that together. Slices and dices. Okay, is that a good piece? The angle is not quite right. Okay, let's move it over a little bit more. Maybe this is not going to work. Okay, so I don't really like that. Let's get rid of that piece and let's see how long can we go before it looks like I'm, okay. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so let's leave it at that. How long is that piece? That is 7 seconds. I think that's long enough for an introductory piece. You're gone. Okay, so now that's our intro. Oops, we don't want to do that yet. Now, in sequence, I shot it. I cut a piece of the red pepper and cut it up, and I cut up all the vegetables. But I'm going to, I did that because they are, I don't know what I did. They're a bit of work. And let's put the processing of the salmon into the beginning. So that the first thing we're doing is, after we talked about it, is we're going to Okay. We're going to put some spices and herbs. Hey, Marianne, MM. Thanks for coming to watch yet another exciting episode of Ken George Edit Video, when we've proven previously that he can't record video because he screwed up a few things. And part of this is can he save the footage, because I only had one piece of salmon. Okay, so here, so first of all, this is shot in 4K, so we can zoom out a little bit, make it fit the page and the screen nicely. This is sort of a bluish turquoise. Yeah, watch and work, Marion, watch and work. And it's not very turquoisey. It's a little bit blue. So let's just see what color. Is this white, or has it got a color cast? Because the white balance on this camera is set for, I can't remember what. Hey, Jed and Steve, welcome not welcome. Thanks for coming to my live. Let's give you a wrench. Network as you wish, please. Drop your link. What was I saying? Oh, yes. I want to see if this cutting board is really white, or did the white balance go wrong? Now, theoretically, it shouldn't go wrong because it's the same all the time. But let's look at this, and let's just see. Oh, that's wrong. Let's see what color it wants to be. Ooh, so it's a little bit too yellow. Is the plate yellow? Now the plate's a nicer color. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is remember that. I'm going to undo what I just did, because I don't really want this color correcting setting to be applied clip by clip. I want to apply it to a whole adjustment layer, because they're all going to be the same. See, now it's back to being blue. So that's a little bit of the yeah, thanks, Suzanne. Thanks for hanging around. Appreciate that. I think I dropped by your live today. I can't remember. It's been a very hot day here, and that's my excuse for not remembering anything. Okay, so this we don't need here. Let's make this a bit smaller. And we want to see, okay, he's putting on, what did he put on? So first he's doing garlic powder. Then he's doing pepper. Then he's doing paprika. Then he's doing oregano. And let's see if this looks decent. I think it does. Yeah, so that's really all of the spices that I put on that salmon. In hindsight, I probably should have done a little bit more garlic. It was a little bit on the bland side. Okay, so after the salmon, then we're going to be cutting up some vegetables. It doesn't really matter which one we do first. Let's start with, again, we're going to take off the first 8 frames because the sound isn't there. Okay, that's nice. Let's cut up this piece of red pepper. And when I recorded this, I recorded red, yellow, and orange pepper being a slice being cut off. Okay, that's a bit too much fiddling around there, so let's take that out. So they're sort of in my stock library of cutting up different pieces of pepper. And then, okay. Now, again, this thing's only 9 minutes long. And so I'm not going to speed up the... Okay, we're cut. Not going to speed it up at this point. Now we're going to put it in a dish. Where is that dish? There's the dish. Oh, no, it's too small. Guess the dish wasn't really centered in the frame. Okay, we want 4 seconds of putting stuff in a dish. Yeah, it's good. Okay, now, next thing we're cutting up, asparagus. Hey, Suzanne Morjan, thank you for dropping by my live, trying to edit an exciting video editing session and fix up a few things I did wrong in the recording of the video that we're going to get to. Okay, so where do we start here? Okay, we're putting it down there. We are. Let's take off the first 8 frames. And if once we're finished, we'll see how long the video is, whether I want to speed up some of these things. At least this time we didn't forget to turn on the microphone. In fact, I changed the microphone. Normally I would have recorded this with the built-in camera microphone, and I have a little tiny Rode MKE shotgun mic that is supposed to reject background noise a bit better. Okay, so there we are. We're cutting that up. Okay, stop there. Again, we're going to put it in a dish. Let's make it smaller so we can see the dish. I got to get dishes that match. Okay, that's good enough. 4 seconds, there we are. So a piece got away. Okay, it's going to be less than 4 seconds, but that's okay. It's just the thought of the suggestion that we're cutting it up and putting it aside until they're ready to cook. So now, I wanted a zucchini, but I went to the store and I saw these wonderful yellow zucchinis. So I've got green asparagus, I've got red pepper. So we're going to have some yellow zucchini. We're going to cut that. And we're going to, it's got a little bit of a blemish, but that's not the end of the world. It's a zucchini. And slice it up. Okay, there's the bowl coming in. So let's cut this here. And then we're going to put it in a dish. There we are. 4 seconds of putting it in a dish. 11 seconds, 9, 6, 5, 4, really 4.5. Okay, so that's not bad. Let's make this a bit smaller. Yeah, my hand is in there too much. I don't want to see my hand. I want to see the vegetables being put in the dish. So let's see. That's not bad. I like that. So what are we up to here? 23 minutes, and we've accomplished 2 minutes of editing. Okay, we're going to have a nice red onion because I said when I did the liver, I liked the white onions because they're a little bit sharper tasting. And I find red onions are a bit on the sweet side. But for this purpose, I wanted a red one because I like the taste of it with the fish. And also, it's prettier looking. Let's bring it up just a hair. And we'll cut that up. And in the end, I didn't use the whole onion. I did abandon some of it because the frying pan got too full. Okay, 4 seconds, 5, 4. What's that? So bringing it in, bring it up, move it over. Yeah, too much hand, not enough doing. But I think it'll work. Next, what do we got here? Now we are going to cut up. Okay, so when I was planning this menu or planning this recipe, I thought to myself, what am I going to do for protein? What am I going to do for, for the starch? Um, I think my first plan was the salmon was just going to be with vegetables, but I personally prefer something else. And I came across this packaged gnocchi, Italian potato dumplings. And the thing about these little guys is they're packaged in uh, airtight plastic, and they last forever outside of a fridge. And again, the a big part of the thinking behind this channel is cooking on a boat or RV where you don't have a lot of fridge space. And so therefore you can leave this outside the fridge until you're ready to use it. Now, I'm only using about a third of the package here, and I have to go back. Hey, SSV Kitchen, thank you for dropping by. I enjoyed your live. Um, so I only used about a third of this package of gnocchi. And the problem is, once you've opened the package, it does have to go in the fridge. So it's the package was too big. This was basically a one-person serving. Well, a piece of fish was big enough for two, but it's basically one person serving. And there's way too much of the gnocchi. Gnocchi. I got to learn how to say that, especially when I start doing the voiceover. So I'll have to get YouTube or Google to tell me what what. Hey, Vives, welcome aboard. Editing a cooking video. Let's give you a wrench. Connect and share as you wish. So that's that. But in this case, I am saving the rest. I did put it in the fridge, and I'll do another recipe with it because I think the concept of Arizona Jake. Hey, you were working so hard in that video of yours. Oh my God, I got so tired watching it. I had to sit down. But a workout is a workout. Hey, Caesar Woka, thank you for coming by. Anyway, so gnocchi, we're going to throw this in as if it were a vegetable. One normally cooks it, but the internet agrees that it's good fried, and it actually was good fried. In the video, I undercooked everything a little bit to retain the colors, and the gnocchi could have had another minute, and it would have been a little bit crispier. But it was really good. I like the texture. I like the way it fried up. The color's a bit on the boring side, but it's like pasta, right? Pasta is beige. Okay, so we're gonna put some oil in the pan. And is this where we're starting to? Yeah. So here we're starting to see this diffusion fabric on front of the lights. And I'm not sure why it didn't show up earlier, except that the camera was zoomed in more. And I believe I moved one of the lights because there's too much of a shadow of my hand in there. So we don't really need that. We'll hide that by just cutting over. And basically the way we're going to correct that mistake. Oh, yeah. So it is, yeah, for me, I've never had it in my life. I've seen it in restaurants, and I came across it at the grocery store. And as I say, because it doesn't need refrigeration until you open the package, it seemed appropriate for this particular approach to cooking. Okay, let's put some oil in the pan, put some onions in. Okay, the action stops there. The sharp observer will say he put more onion into the dish than he actually used, and that's correct. I thought I had too much onion. Okay, so we're going to mix the onion around a little bit. And today, with this microphone, we got a nice sizzle sound. Yeah, it's a good sizzle sound. I like that sizzle sound. Last time I had to fake out the sizzle by stealing it from another video. This time, the sizzling is good, so we're adding the onions, we're adding the asparagus, we're adding the zucchini, and the order doesn't really matter. All these things cook up nicely. Um, oh, interesting, Jake. They all cooked up nicely at the same time, um, and they did retain their color relatively well. So there's the end of the action. Again, now what are we doing? We're mixing it some more. Okay, there we're putting in the gnocchi. So let's bring this together. Are we too much time looking at stirring? Okay, so now I don't really need to see this piece of salmon here. Let's move that over to 1161 horizontal. Let's move. Okay, he's good. Okay, that's nicely centered. 1149. Then I zoomed in closer. Let's center that a bit more. And again, because I shot it in 4K, I have enough room to crop as I need to make it work. Hey, Gamgol, thanks for coming aboard. Let me give you a wrench. Drop your link, share as you wish. Connect with the other people in the chat. I know that I like it when people let me share and connect. It's all about networking. Okay, so let's see. Does this look good? We're stirring. Spend a lot of time stirring. Okay, so too much stirring. And again, in hindsight, I should have put some more oil in the pan. 1309. Let's make it the same horizontal position. 1309. Is that the same? 607. 607. It's possible to copy and paste these settings from one clip to the other. Yeah, I'll try to check out your premiere, Gamgol. See how long all this excitement lasts. As I say, I should have put a little bit of oil in the pan for the gnocchi, but I also want to use as little oil as necessary. And it did fry up just based on the non-stickness of the pan. Okay, we're stirring. Okay, so here we put it in. We're stirring. There's more stirring. Okay, 1309, 607. Let's change this. Same setting. Oh no, did I zoom in? No. 1309, 607. Okay, let's take off 8 frames. Now, does this... I think we got too much stirring here. It's getting kind of boring. Okay, let's stop it here. Okay, let's stop that. Because then I put a bit more of each of the spices in to get some spice onto the vegetables as well. So it's the same spices on the fish. Is the order the same? The order is different, but that's okay. So we'll leave that. Stir it some more. And I'm starting to get bored with that green-looking now if I zoom out even more, do I see any of the I don't see the labels, but I see the spice jars. So let's leave them in. I think they are a little bit interesting. So he's coming in here, stirring. And then let me just look at this again. I looked at the chat instead of watching what I was doing. Okay, that's not bad. Let's just move it over a hair. the pan cover was on the table there, and I'd rather see the fish in the corner because that's going to be our next. Okay, we're stirring, stirring, stirring. Pardon me. Let me just have a sip of water. Thanks, Jake. I do appreciate that. When I was choosing my vegetables, um, the color was as important, and the texture because we got the zucchini is big pieces, the asparagus is small round pieces. But I wanted the color to be there because at first I picked up green zucchini, but I've already got asparagus. So okay, so let's leave it in here. I don't know what the point is. Oh yeah, the point is because I put the cover on it, and we're letting it fry for 4 or 5 minutes. So let's go back to whatever the setting was here, 1309, 607. 1309, just this, so this is the horizontal and vertical position, 607. Now it's the same as we had before. Let's take off 8 frames. There we are. Okay, so we're stirring there. This is the stirring after putting in the spices. And now we're stirring some more. And this is where I'm talking about how many minutes it takes to cook this thing. Ooh, what's going on here? Okay, so let's see. Let's move over a little bit. Okay, we close the lid. Now what are we doing? Okay, so now, again, if I was going to do this again, I put the salmon in closest to the camera, but it should have been, no. I put the salmon the furthest away from the camera because I wanted to see the shape of it, but I probably should have put it right in the middle of the pan as I'm moving it there. So that's where we're starting to make a hole. There we're starting to make a hole. Oh, hindsight is always good. In another environment. And you can reshoot things, but I didn't want to do that. We're putting the salmon in. That's good. And we're covering it again. Yeah, we're covering it again. Okay, I don't know why I fiddled with the cover. Let's go here. Take out those 2 seconds of when I took the cover off and put the cover back on again. Not sure why I did that. Obviously, the director didn't tell me how to do it right. Okay, so that's still too much hesitation there, right? So here, let's take that out. We don't want to see that hesitation. Okay, so there's some background movement back there. We don't need that. And we're going to let it cook for another 4 minutes. We don't want to overdo the salmon. And okay, Jake, we'll catch you in the next live as we go by. Just to the extent anybody cares, we'll be live on the boat tomorrow. We've got a thunderstorm in the afternoon. But by 6 or 7, it's supposed to be nice again. I'll be out before that cooking for a bit and unboxing a barbecue, recording that. But then by the time we're ready to go live, the thunderstorm should be over. So thanks for coming by, Jake. Okay, so now we're taking this off. Not sure we really need the cover being taken off. And we're going to stir it some more. Okay, so let's make this smaller. Let's move it in. So we managed to avoid that. What did I say? 1309. Okay, so that's good. We managed to avoid that piece of yeah. I'm with the barbecue grill, so it's a boat grill, and I'm hoping to create. The time I rented a sailboat, chartered a sailboat in the British Virgin Islands, and the boat charter company provided food, and they had a small, tiny fridge as well. So, but there was enough room for 5, 6 days worth of food, so different food every day. And one day we had fish, and I had the fish on the barbecue in the back of the boat, and a seagull came down and stole my lunch, stole my fish. And I actually want to recreate that. I don't 100% know how I'm going to attract a seagull just for this, because I don't really want to attract seagulls on a regular basis. But I got to try to figure out how to have a seagull come down and steal my piece of fish. I think what we'll do is we'll start cooking it, and I'll have 2 pieces of fish. So I'll sacrifice one, and then turn off the grill because I don't want the poor fish, the seagull to get hurt. And maybe wave the second piece of fish around so that it creates a scent in the wind, and that'll attract the seagull. And we'll have the camera aimed at the barbecue and see how long it takes for a seagull to come for a visit. And of course, then we'll just edit out all of that waiting time, waiting for something exciting to happen. Okay, so what do we got here? We got a nice piece of salmon. See, I thought it was going to be a little bit pinker. And, okay, so close it there now. I'm going to flip it over. And usually I like my salmon, the skin off. But this piece, I decided I was going to have it with the skin on, because the skin adds an interesting flavor. Okay, so we're flipping it over. We're mixing it around. Let's cut that here. So here I actually zoomed the camera in. I'm not 100% sure that, okay, I know what I can do with this, that this is any better than what we had before. But let's get 10 seconds of this. That's 10 seconds. And you would have seen from another video that I like putting some of the preparation at the beginning. So let's take this and move it back to the beginning, the end of that. Let's put it in after here. So at the beginning, we're going to have the finished product, and then we're going to show the cooking. I don't like it. Let's zoom out. No, I don't like it. I want to see the whole pan here, and zooming in close did nothing for the concept of this is what we're making and this is how we make it. So we'll use a piece like this for the front. Now that we're thinking about it, why don't we grab this piece? I don't know which one. Do I want that? Or do I want that? No, I want this. So we'll take this clip. We'll make a copy of it at the end of the thing here. We'll get rid of the sound because we don't want sound at the beginning. And here we just want, okay, how many seconds is this? Only 7 seconds. Eight seconds. So we don't want the action stops there. So let's put that here. Maybe we can add a second to the beginning. There we go. Okay, so we're putting, okay, maybe we need that. Okay, so we'll start with the action of putting in the fish. And we'll put this clip pieces. So it's the same thing as we had a minute ago. We'll put that at the beginning. So at the beginning now, hey, Dragon Crane Corso family, welcome aboard. We're cooking salmon and vegetables, and we're fixing a few screw-ups in the video that I did, and I was really worried that we'd had a disaster. Let's make this a bit bigger, but we can see there's a frying pan involved, and see, that's good. So that's really what we've got there. and at the beginning. So that would be the introduction. This is what it looks like when it's finished. Let's move it up just a hair. Don't really need to see too much of my hand. And this is how we cook it. And then we start by seasoning the piece of salmon. So that is good. Now, where did we go here? Okay, so here we are. And now, what are we doing? Okay, so in here, normally in my shooting sequence, shot list is a picture of the dish being served. So the pan or the pot scooping the food out onto a plate. Well, I pushed the button after I finished that sequence, not before, and I didn't see that until I put the footage on the computer. So we don't have that piece. Let's see. So what do we got here? They've got a couple of shots of. Okay, so we got a cutting board moving around in the background. We don't like that. Not sure what I was doing there. I need a better quality director. Okay, so here we're basically going to squeeze some lemon juice on the thing. Yeah, let's go with this one. We don't need this clip. So as a okay, we don't need this clip because it's the same as the other one. Let's get rid of it. Let's find it here. Reveal in project. There it is. It's number 68. Delete it. Yes, are we sure? We're sure. 68. Let's take it out of the consideration here. Rename it, put a Z in front of it, and then it'll get deleted once the thing is safely uploaded, because then I won't have needed it anymore. And it will be, it's superfluous. Okay, so I don't have the clip of serving it out. Live without it. So here we are here. Gonna fiddle around with this stupid piece of lemon, and now we're gonna squeeze some lemon juice on it. That's good. There's the end of the action. So that we don't have the dishing out, but we have the final garnishing and lemon juicing. And now, in the end, so here we have this piece where I fiddled around with it, and again, I wasn't paying attention. I think I was trying to pick up a piece of the okay, so here it's clear up to, if I cut it off there, does that look good? Putting it down. Okay, we have that, and we take that and break it up, and there we go. So that's not so bad. I like that. See, this one, I hid where the bite has been taken out of the fish and put a piece of fruit, a vegetable in there. And then I picked up the vegetable, but I think it's much a better story if we see the fork picking up a piece of the fish. So this, again, clip we don't need. Let's get rid of it. It's number 71. You're gone. Where's 71? There you are. Let's rename you. I'll delete them later on. So these two last clips, this is where I pushed the button after I had finished what I was trying to say as far as the message is concerned. Okay, so now it's a short video. I wanted it to be longer. We're not going to speed up any of the cutting of the things because we've got enough. Okay, so I don't want that there. So here we're coming down. Okay, let's do okay. I had changed my mind about how I wanted to locate this on the placemat. Let's make this a bit smaller. It's at the end. We'll see the breaking off of a piece of fish. And just there, take out one more microsecond at the end. So now we've got 6 minutes and 48 seconds. We've got an empty space here that we'll get rid of. We're still going to have the captain talking about this. We'll stick him in here somewhere. I have to record that still. But I think we've got a nice video that is quite watchable. It's a good story about this. See here, so the sound is good, right? We're going to do that. Then we're going to put the lid on, so no more okay, so now I was complaining about the color of this. Let's make this bigger. We can just come down and that'll show us we don't need the whole piece of fish. It's a piece of fish. But I did want to see the shaking of the spices. Okay, what's this here? We don't need this hand moving this stuff around. Okay, so we'll talk about the spices that we've used in there. Would have been nice if they'd been lined up properly, but they aren't. Okay, so now what I want to do now, I still have to write the script, and I'm not going to do that live while we're talking. I do want to see, I said I was going to put an adjustment layer on for the color, but I'm not unhappy, except this color of this plate. I'm not unhappy with the colors. And so it doesn't need, it's bright enough. The lights were right. So this was ISO 1000, shutter 125, maybe even 150 at f9. And this is about 2 feet from the camera lens. So it's nicely in focus across the board. So we're not going to put in an adjustment layer for color. But here at the beginning, because the first few seconds are important to keep people's attention, I am going to play with that a little bit. So if I make this, let's just make it a bit brighter and adjust a little bit more contrast. Looks good. Make the blacks blacker. Don't want it to be cartoon looking. Okay, that's nice. But here I'm going to make the salmon a bit pinker. Let's see if that looks good or not. So we use this HSL secondary adjustment. Hue, saturation, level, luminance, I guess. And I want to make it just a bit pinker. So let's choose that color. Let's see how much of it picked up. Let's see a little bit on the redder side. So let's go this way. I'm going to try to get it to pick up the whole piece of fish. The thing is, there's the white. Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to, oop, that's too red, right? So that's not, we don't want to be quite that red. So that's good. Let's see, take it off. And this screen is color calibrated, and I like that color. The background I'm not unhappy with. Now we're going to go through here, and I guess we should apply the same setting to here. So let's copy that, apply that to this piece. Very good. So change the red here a little bit as well, but that's not the end of the world. We can live without that. Here, do I want to? Let's try the same thing here. Let's choose the salmon. And what this does is it shows me what area is going to be affected. It basically shows me the mask. And let's luminance. So let's go here. We want it a little bit darker. Saturation never does anything. Okay, so that's not working out properly. See, I don't want to turn the piece of lemon colored, so this is not going to work here. Okay, let's see if we. Hey, Hats on a Mission. I haven't seen you in a while. But I was by your channel watching a couple of videos a few days ago, I think. So let's see if I make this yellow. Does that make any difference? I don't like the color. It hasn't done anything for the color. I'm not sure that okay, well, it's a little bit there. And one way around this is to, because this isn't moving, is to create a mask in Photoshop of the fish and just make it a bit pinker. So I'm not unhappy with that, but I'm not impressed either. Let's try this guy. Let's see if this changes. Copy this. So this was the setting for this big piece of fish here. So paste that in there. It didn't make the vegetables too saturated, did it? Let's go back here. So we didn't oversaturate. So the vegetables are good. Yeah, so the fish is a nicer salmon color. I'm happy with that. So we've got a bit of time left. And what we're going to do in that bit of time, I'm not going to... I forgot the ingredients, right? So, but I haven't written out the ingredients yet. That's part of this script. So I'm not going to do that. Let's go steal our titles from another video and stick them in there. Are we ready for that? No, we're not ready for that. Let's go find some music. So the last couple of clips that I did, I used this happy thing, and I was getting bored with it because I only heard it about 25 times. Let's go find ourselves another piece of my music from the Yamaha keyboard, which is basically chords, and it's basically C, F, and G chords. If I could figure out how to get an E minor out of that keyboard, then that would be, or an E minor chord, that would be interesting. So this reggae, one of these I kind of liked. So let's try a piece of reggae and see if that, but I can't remember which one is the better clip. So let's listen to this one. Okay, there's that one. And then there's another. There's another one. I think it's the same thing. So this is much more complex. Let's take it. Let's stick it under there and see what it does. Now, let's see. Let's see. Okay, we don't want the dead space at the beginning. And once I put in the captain introducing the video, I'm going to have to redo this kind of little piece here. And okay, that's nice. I could start dance with that. Okay, so I'm going to cheat a little bit here. So this starts here. I'm going to try something I've never tried before. I'm going to ask Adobe to stretch this a little bit. I have never tried this, like stretching a portion of a clip of a track. Enable remix. See, I don't want to analyze this part. I just wanted to have this little tiny, it's analyzing the whole thing. So let's see. Now we're going to use this little hello remixing tool. We're going to try to stretch that out to here. So now, I like what I just did there. Okay, that's pretty cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring that in there. And then here, this starts with, it starts with changing the chord, right? Good. Let's see. Okay, so that's not a very good transition because the beat is wrong. So this is one measure, this is a measure. Let's go finish the whole measure. Okay, that's too far. We don't want that part. Let's take that out and see if that sounds good. I think we got it. I like it. I like it. I love it. I love it. Okay, and what we're going to do with this is we're going to stretch this out for the length of the video. And as I say, this is going to have to get redone once we've got the captain talking. Because let's choose the remix tool again. Oh, I guess we got to analyze this thing, right? Oh, maybe it's analyzed already. It certainly took long enough to get there. That's not bad, eh? And we'll just make it all a little bit quieter later on. So I like that music. I think that's a little bit upbeat. The reggae's got nothing to do with salmon and veggies, but I guess it does. So I'm quite happy with what we've done here. Let's save it. And I guess the other thing we could do, because we've got a few more minutes before I need to go do something else, is let's bring in some titles. Okay, so we're actually going to move this down because we need a voiceover track in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to steal the titles from another video. What's a good video? Liver and mushrooms. Why not? Oh, that's the wrong. Oh no, that's the wrong sequence. That's the TikTok version. So what we want from here is we want this title, and we want this guy here saying please subscribe. And we sort of want what is this? Okay, so this is a my ingredients list, And I've got a seagull underneath the ingredients list. So let's copy that. Control C. Let's close this so it's not cluttering up our environment here. And let's paste all of this at the end here. And let's bring this in. Okay, so here we've got an ingredients list. Now, obviously, it's not the right ingredients list. And a seagull expressing its displeasure with the whole exercise. Let's bring in, this is the title from the beginning, so let's bring that all the way in. Where is it? Did it go? Okay, oh, it's too high up. Okay, we don't need it that high up. Let's move it down a couple of tracks. We need to leave room for the captain talking there. Okay, so let's fix this. So this is going to be for the length of the introductory images. And this is not going to be liver, mushrooms, and onion. This is going to be veggie salmon. I got to think of an interesting hook there. Veggie salmon, salmon with vegetables. This is like something your mother would say, right? Eat your vegetables. How about if we just call it pan-fried salmon veggies. Pan-fried salmon veggies. How about just salmon veggies? No, we don't want that. We want those up there. We want the word salmon on that line. Veggies. Gnocchi. Okay, it doesn't quite fit, but we can deal with that separately by just making the whole mess a little bit smaller. I think that fits. So then we want that to be the length there. That's good. And the other thing we're going to do while we're having all this fun is we're going to bring this guy, who is my please subscribe. So here in the middle of,
please like, comment, and subscribe.
Okay, so we're going to deal with the sound levels, but that's another whole issue. But we've got that in there. It's a boring part. The guy's just cutting. So I think we've got a decent thing here. I don't have the ingredients list yet. I guess I got to have the spices as well, right? So I got the ingredients, which is basically salmon, and the 5 veggies, the 4 veggies, and the gnocchi, and then I've got 4 different spices. So it's probably going to get its own clip. So that basically is as far as I'd like to go. I'd like to thank everybody for coming by and watching it. It gives me an opportunity to think out loud. And hey, Code, about to just abandon ship here. Jump ship, walk the plank. I've just edited today's cooking video. And we had some problems with the recording of the video because I forgot to record one segment. I hit record at the wrong time. And there was some crud on the side that was sticking in here that I've managed to get rid of because, again, we're recording all this in 4K. Tomorrow, code 7 o'clock Eastern, maybe a bit earlier, we'll be on the boat doing a unboxing of a barbecue. I don't know if I'm going to install it on the boat because I don't know what the brackets that hold it all together look like until I do the unboxing. And I don't have a tank of gas for it at this point either, but I want to record that on the boat, and so we'll do it there, and might as well do it live if I can figure out how to set up the live camera and the camera for recording the video for the unboxing video. And we're supposed to have a thunderstorm, so that might make things a bit more interesting. And it's supposed to rain during part of the day, but it says by 6 o'clock the rain should stop. So it could still be a good evening to sit and watch the birds in the water. And hey, Ocean 8 Waves, thanks for coming by. I saw you on somebody's live today. Did you change your name? I thought it was a different name for similar content, but again, okay. So then obviously I have to go into the memory bank and figure out what it is I'm talking about. Let's make you give you a wrench for the last few minutes of all of this excitement. If you wanted to network with a few people. Maybe it's just Ocean Waves or Summer. Yeah, somebody referred to you as Summer in that live. I can't remember who it was. Suzanne from Oregon. China, Lady China. Somewhere there earlier in the day. I'd have to look it up to remember who I was watching at the time. But yeah, so for today we have had as much fun as we're going to have. Okay, since two guys just came along, what we'll do is we'll have the huge excitement of fixing the ingredients, because this is the ingredients from a different recipe. And somewhere here I have, okay, I don't have it, so I have to find it. I have the ingredients list for this recipe, which is, in a minute I'm going to find it. Food, salmon. So here we are, ingredients. So this is my ingredients. No, we don't want the word ingredients. Let's copy that. And then in here, let's paste that. Okay, it's not ox salmon, it's ounces. I guess I should go grams as well, but a bit on the lazy side today. But it looks like I have paprika, black pepper. So I guess my simplest answer to this is going to be make it smaller. So let's see what that means if I make it smaller. Where is my graphics here? And now we're going to go here, select this whole mess. So it's 130 point. If I make it, get the black pepper there. This thing doesn't do two columns in any elegant way that I can think of. So is this going to get cut off by stuff at the bottom of the YouTube? No, that should be okay. And so I think we're okay. It's going to fit in there. And now we're going to look at this. We're going to move this over here. And again, some of this is going to need changing because, oops, we didn't want to zero the audio of the seagull. We're going to read the ingredients list. But what we're going to do, and I'll just do it for planning purposes, we'll go back again to this other project and steal the underneath this 16 by 9. So let's go back to the proper one. So this is that. So there is this video of water. So we'll use that. We end up using a different one, so they're not all the same. But let's put that under here and see if we like that. So now, yeah, that's pretty good. I like it. That's readable. Salmon, zucchini, any typos in here? Ounces of gnocchi, garlic powder, oregano, paprika, black pepper. So that's good. I guess these should really be capital letters, right? Much better if they're capitalized. Oh, paprika, black pepper. So that gives us a titles for that, and now we're stretched out to 6 minutes and 56 seconds. By the time we have the captain talking about how nice it's going to be, then we're going to be into 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's a nice length. So this is where I'm going to stop this because I need to record the captain's intro, and I need to write the script, saying things like, stir, season with that's loud. Season with some lemon juice. Enjoy. So we'll do all of that, and this should be live on Wednesday then. So thank you for coming by. I appreciate every minute of everybody's time, and if I've provided any knowledge of what I know about editing and how to fix your mistakes, all of that stuff that was stuck on the side there because I changed the position of a light and I wasn't careful about. Hey, Simply Imelda, I'm sorry, we're about to give up. We've finished editing the salmon video. I have to go offline to write the script and record that, and see if we can get this put together. It's 9 o'clock, so it's not going to get posted tonight. Tomorrow, as I said, we'll be live on the boat. I'm looking at a boat barbecue. Hopefully, maybe what I'll even do is I'll bring a hot dog. That'll be my supper. Bring a hot dog and a bun and a tank of propane. And if we do install the barbecue, then it'll be a hot dog for supper. And we'll do that live. I know that my cooking while live did not work. Thanks, Simply. I've always appreciated. It's an hour, and it's mainly me talking to myself and second guessing what I had done when I made the dish and recorded it. But it's fun to share. So let me close. Is this thing saved? It's not saved. So let's save this thing. The new versions of Premiere haven't crashed in a long time, so I'm pretty happy with them. Oh yeah, solitaire. Yeah, let's play a game of solitaire. I was watching people playing other games online, and I don't totally understand it, but heck, why not? Let's see. Can I win this game? Probably. I can't play solitaire in real life. My head doesn't think fast enough. Let's see. I know we're not going to get it in one pass, but we might get it in 2 passes. In real life solitaire, can you do 2 passes after you've gone through all the cards? It's a mystery. I've been playing this. This is leftover from Windows 98, I think, or Windows XP, because they improved it or made it different, and I don't like the way the new ones work. So I figured out how to take an old version and make it run on. This is Windows 11, and it was a bit faster on the older computers, but it's not bad. The let's see if we can win this game, and then yeah, it looks like we're going to win it. Yeah, we're going to win it. Winner, winner! Eat your dinner. So having said that, I'm going to click on, actually I'm going to make a screenshot of this so that I can save this, and so I do like keeping track of when I did these things. Where's live? Let's save the screenshot. New folder for today's date. What day is today? 202-506-23 live. Editing. So we saved that so we can remember what that looked like. There's my screenshot. Oh, including the game. So we don't really need that anymore. Deal again? No, we don't need to deal again. The as I say, thanks for coming, and we'll get more of this done, and see what the weather is like tomorrow. I'm going to end the stream. I'm sure you want to end the stream. We'll no longer be live. I want to end the stream. And